another episode of No Orientation Programming. I'm Joe, and today we will continue our gaming server. We have finished our SSH authenticating process, I think, at least almost. And I have restructured the game interacting process a little bit. So let's see, okay. Yes. So I think we have a little construction site at the moment, so I think not everything is working at the moment. Let's see what we can do. So if I connect via Telnet, let's see if this is still working. Localhost 4000. Yes and no. Okay. Okay, this isn't working. So let's see. Yes, okay. I think I should make a picture of the structure. Hello, noch online. How are you? Today I want to connect with SSH, with SSH to the server. I think we may reach it, the goal. So let's see. Yes. Okay. I'm quite confused at the moment. I need some time to get into the topic. So yes, that are our to-dos. Simplify cursors. And yes, the logging process. Okay. So I think I need some plant UML. Okay, let's see. Live UML. I think it's called. No, plant text. Yes. That's perfect. Okay. Start UML and UML, and let's see. We have two situations. The first one is a guest entering the server. This is done via the Telnet channel. And in the Telnet channel, we have, so let's see, we have a component that is called connection, TCP connection, I don't know, TCP transferring as TCP. Let's see if this is doing something. Yes, fine. And this connection should be connected to a telnet filter, telnet key filtering or telnet input filtering. Telnet filtering, okay, and this thing should TCP is connected to horizontally to the telnet filter, horizontally, not vertically. Okay, so and the filter component, and the filter is connected guest introducing as guest intro. Telnet filter is connected to guest intro. Okay. Seems to be easy. Okay. And all of these processes are created by the parent process, and the parent process is the component gamer interacting. It's GI, and GI is connected to TCP. It's connected to telnet filter, and it's connected to guest intro. This is the parent process. It's creating every of these processes, and the telnet input filtering should filter all the control sequences which can occur during the telnet protocol, and the output should be a key. So let's see, keys. Okay, keys, data, bytes, data stream. Okay, this is the case. This is the guest case. Okay. So for SSH, we have a different scenario, because we have SSH transferring, and that is SSH trans. Okay, fine. The SSH transferring process is encrypting and decrypting the data and checking the message authentication and the server authentication. Then we need the SSH authentication process, SSH authenticating. I think we can remove this for a moment. No. Ooh. Damn it. Okay. So that's fine. Okay. The SSH transferring process is connected to the SSH authentication. Yes. Then if an SSH client is authenticating at the server, the non-authentication request is rejected. This authentication method is rejected. But if a client uses password or public key authentication, then this authentication is always successful, because we want to establish a data connection even at the time where we don't know if a user has access to the server, because we want to send the login process. We want to show a user the login process. We want to inform the user if later on it should be possible to upload small files, the public key files. Then we want to show the user the progress of this, of the login process. So okay, let's see. We have a telnet filtering process, and this filtering process yes, I think we need an interface. CPP process key filtering. Key filtering. Key filtering and SSH filtering. Yes, that's fine. So and the key filtering stuff should have a pipe, and this pipe should be public pipe do, I think, a value JSON value keys, pp keys, Let's see if this is working. Common JSON processing. We have a pipe. JSON value and something like that. Okay, that's fine. And the telnet filtering process is a key filtering process. Yes. Oh, come on. I think I need... Ugh. Protected. I always have to look up. Let's see. Yes. That's protected. Let's check the paging. Process. Okay. Const char pointer name. I think I need a const char pointer name, and this is what? Ah, come on. Okay, seems to be working. Okay, so I have a telnet filtering with a create function. The default constructor is creating a key filtering with the name telnet filtering. That's fine. The private constructors use something like that. Okay. Okay, fine. So essentially we are always reading the keys. We only want to see the keys at the end. Okay. But I think we also need a send function, and we need something else. We need we need a bool ready, for example. Mhm. Mm. Yes, no, no, no. Boah. Ah, we should not do this. I hope this is working. Okay, let's see. Hello, Banana Bear. Invalid new expression of abstract class. Yes, of course, I can't create an abstract class. In constructor is private within this context. Telnet filtering. Yes, okay. What? It's not private. The constructor is not private. Oh, come on. Ah, yes, 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 yes. Unexpected, unqualified ID. Ah, fine, perfect. So now I think we need a send function as well. Yes, should we call this key filtering? No, key filtering is not a good name. I call it transfer filtering. Transfer filtering. Whatever. Okay. key filtering, the transfer filtering. So let's see if we can compile everything. That's fine. So now we try to implement the telnet filtering because and yes, this filtering process, telnet filtering, needs a TCP transferring process, pcon, yes, and pcon is pcon. Member variables, I think this is it. So let's see, gamer interacting. Gamer interacting. We need a telnet filtering process. Transfer filtering. Yes, I think this should be fine. The transfer filtering has this member variable. We have transfer filtering. Yes, unfortunately we still need this variable here, but we're almost finished. Initialize shutdown. We don't need a shutdown function. We don't need an initialize function. We need a state variable. That we call NGI telnet filt state. This was stupid. Okay, whatever. And the guest introducing stuff is yes. The guest introducing process is containing something that should not be here. So let's see. I have a start and I have a telnet init state. And I think this is it. Then we just need telnet init. We need a main state. That's fine. Okay, now the telnet init stuff. Then I need a state variable. Okay, so now we have initialized the state variable of the process. To the first step, we go from state start to here and then to the main state, and that's fine. I will keep the process info function for a moment. One moment, I have to check something. So, the game interacting process has a filter, a user out, oh, come on, why? Okay, this is compiling, fine. So now in the guest introducing process, of course, we don't need something telnet. We don't need the telnet stuff here anymore. That's fine. Okay. Now, the connection. function. The filtering process gives me the output of the filtering process is a queue of keys, and all the protocol stuff is filtered out. If I want to send something over this channel, then I have to go through the filter. Should I declare a transfer filtering as a transferring thing like this? I'm not sure, because now I have to add a function that is fine for telnet filtering, the send function. And I have to do the same with the SSH. Filtering stuff. SSH transferring is a transferring process already. And SSH filtering. Let's see. How does this look like? SSH filtering, okay. We don't need a shutdown function, we don't need an initialize function. SSH filtering is as the telnet filtering at transfer filtering. And I need an SSH transferring process in it. That is the connection. SSH transferring process. I have this in my member variables list. mpcon Pcon is pcon. I don't have an initialize function and a shutdown function. Okay, fine. I don't know. So I need a send function, and this send function is here. Okay. I don't know. I need a read function as well. I hope this will have an end. And I hope this does make sense. It doesn't look like at the moment. Buffer len, okay. The same for SSH filtering. And this function is declared here as well. Invalid new expression of abstract class. What is equal to 0? Abstract send and read function is implemented. Transfer filtering. Okay. Do I have usable? Oh, let's see. One moment. Okay. I have a read and a send function here. Yes, fine. So SSH filtering is not fine. Why? Maybe I didn't save. Almost. No return statement in non-void function. Tell return 0. Return 0. Is not a direct base of transfer filtering. Okay, in static member function, expected primary expression before whatever. In SSH transferring. Ah, yes. No matching function call. Is not a direct base. I don't know. I don't know if this is fine. So for the telnet stuff, the telnet stuff should be easy because return mpcon read pbuff len and mpcon send pdata len. Okay. For the SSH filtering, this is different because here we have a distinct channel, but transferring, we make a usable return false. Why not? The default should be true, I think. Let's see. I hope this makes sense somehow. Okay. I don't know. Let's see. I need a state for the SSH filtering. Here we go through the channel initialization tn SSH filter. Process. This is an SSH transfiltering connection point. Okay, that's fine. Oh, come on, hopefully it is. Okay, it's starting somehow. Okay, but now, in the game interacting process, we have a transfer filtering and now it will be, now it's interesting. Okay, if MP filter and the MP filter success, this is, we want to replace this thing. This was something we didn't want. This was the dirty part. And now what? Ah, yes, this is this is restoring the filter shutdown or filter telnet dinit. Yes, this looks fine. Telnet init, dinit, and if message not equal to okay, we start at the start state, then we go to the telnet initialization part, and here we get the keys and we put these keys into our pipeline. This pipeline is defined in the transfer filtering process. So the filter process is initializing the channel and doing all the low level, then on the mid level stuff. Okay, whatever. Hey, Gyros, hi. How are you? Have you been streaming? Doing paperwork. Oh, for your flat, for your home place in Japan. for everything. Oh, yeah, that's bad. Sometimes this is quite annoying. But sometimes we have to do the paperwork. Okay. Today I'm merging the SSH and Telnet stuff. For Japan immigration, German taxes, getting rid of old fiat. Oh, yes. Oh. Yes, that's a big jump from Germany to Japan. Yeah, you have a lot to talk about when you go to Japan. Very interesting. A friend of mine, the brother of a friend of mine, he was learning Japanese, and he met a girl on a language learning platform, and they met, they fell in love with each other, and they are married already. So he is living in Japan. Very interesting story. So. Now, what do I have to do? I'm not planning this far ahead yet. I think that's that's a good thing. So now I can remove these lines. I don't even know where I'm going to be in 2 days. So what is the timeline for you? What is planned? When will you be in Japan? Do you have a rough plan, or is it just as it comes? It was supposed to be move in mid-January, rent flat, start work in February. Sounds like a plan. I need to rent a place to stay for me to mid-February. Because I've already terminated the lease. Yeah. Yes, but this isn't a temporary stay, isn't it? Yes, this is a fine. Is it temporary or is it final? Is it the final flat? But even temporary places in Berlin are hard to find. Yes, no, Berlin. Need to stay in Berlin for an additional month. Ooh, yeah. That's fancy. Mm. Hmm. You're working in a retirement home in that time. Dementia patients with COVID. Ah, okay. Cool. I mean, that's important work. Uh-huh, uh-huh. So that sounds like that sounds like an interesting next couple of months. Yeah, I don't want to imagine the paperwork you have to do now. I can remember the paperwork I had to do when I started to go to university. So flat shares are not an option because I have to go into patients' rooms daily. Ah, uh-huh. Yes. Yeah, Berlin. Boah. Finding a flat in a city is boah. So in Japan, where will you be in Japan, roughly? Uh, on the upside, I get food at work, so I don't need a kitchen. Yeah, that's. Japan is easy to get a flat. Really? 20,000 empty. I think I can. Oh, that's fine. Didn't know that. 20,000 empty flats. Yeah, I guess it's not that much. Yeah. Phew. Tokyo. Poh. No, I'm surprised. Mm, the filtering process. The filtering process. I found one with a few of the famous crosswalk that's just 1,000 euro a month. Yes, that sounds reasonable. But I'm going for something cheaper. Yeah, cool. If you want, you can make a little. How is this called? Room sightseeing, flat sightseeing. Would be interesting, of course. Actually, when you move in and you don't have any personal stuff. Ah, cool. Ah, nice. I'm quite curious. Uh, the TCP transferring stuff. If I'm filtering the telnet connection, which I should do, then if I'm not secure, I start just a connection like that. Okay, but then I just make I think I can remove this. Because now I just make a filter. That is a telnet filtering process. And I don't need... Yes, okay. A game interacting. So I need a... I don't need a TCP transferring stuff. I need a file descriptor. Okay. FD. Socket FD. Yes. State. Okay, let's see. I create the TCP transferring process. That's fine. I'm gonna create process, and with this connection I can communicate. Fine. But here, how does it look like here? If I have created the filter, I start the filter and I go to intro start. Intro start, okay. I set the gamer name to a random name. But only if it's not the admin. If this should be working, hopefully. Guest introducing TCP transferring. I need a transferring process here. Hopefully this is okay. Start. Okay. Connection pointer not set. Otherwise, if mpcon not usable, break. Otherwise, I send the data through filtering processor. Come on, I hope this makes sense. Okay. Guest introducing. Okay. Int continue wait. So now I have to change the keyGet function. I have to remove this keyGet function. I send a message welcome. That's fine. Then I wait and I want to get a key. And this key is an element from the pipe. A pipe entry. And this pipe entry is a value. Let's see. If key entry pp key and mpcon, if not break. Otherwise we have a key and the key is entry key from particle. Yes, that's fine. Okay. Positive if we are entering, negative if we are not entering. Yes. The telnet filtering stuff. Here. Usable is true at this point. We have initialized the stuff and now it's getting interesting. Now it's getting interesting. Because here here we have to use the key function we have used earlier. So let's see. Okay, yes, that's true, of course. Telnet filtering. Socket. Yes, that's fine. Pipe entry was not declared on telnet. What? Why? This guest intro. Nope. Why? Guest introducing using is using a transferring, but it's also using it's using a pipe. There's no member transferring and I don't need a transferring process, but a transfer filtering. Yes. pp key. JSON value to uint8. Yes, that's true. Yes, I guess this is fine. Keys. Oh, come on. Uint. So I don't need a value. And then I don't need a value here either. Pipe. Yes. Okay, it's starting at least. So it's using a filtering process. Why? Because I get a key. Okay. So Telnet. We are creating a TCP transferring process. We are using it. And here we have to check what is going on, because now we want the key get function. We want our own key get function. That's it. Yes. This function should be removed in the near future. So, oh, come on. Homepaging, and pcon, yes, oh. This is a construction site. I always forget the Hi, loving Scotty. I have a big restructuring going on. We are trying to merge the Telnet and the SSH input channel, because if you're using Telnet, then you don't have an authentication or an authorization process. You have a different protocol, and all we want to have is a component that gives us a queue of keys, and this component, this process, should cut the connection if something weird is going on. So it's a protocol dependent filtering. Also, Telnet doesn't use encryption, right? Yes, Telnet does not use encryption. So if you're using Telnet, then you get a random name. You can't choose your name, and you don't enter any password. So you're connecting with Telnet and you're in the server as a guest. You will not be able to enter something in a chat. We will have a lobbying process in the game server. In the lobby, only the registered registered users can write, because I have no better idea of keeping all the junk away. So if you're using Telnet, you're a guest, you have a random name, and you can play games with others, and that's fine. If you want to participate in the chats and stuff, then you use SSH, and then you have to register and connect with your name, and then you can enter a password because it's encrypted. So we have a different procedure, a different state machine for these two types of channels, but in the end I want to have something similar. I want to have an interface, and this interface is called, at the moment it's called transfer filtering, and this transfer filtering has a pipe, a queue of keys, and a protocol specific read and send function. Because if I use Telnet, I can just send the bytes, but if I use SSH, then we have multiple stages. The low level stage of SSH is the data encryption. So if I send data through the SSH channel, then it needs to get encrypted. But on top of this encryption channel, this is the first stage, the low level stage of SSH. On top of this low level encryption stage, you have the authentication process. And if that is finished, then you have the high level protocol, the SSH high level protocol, and this protocol includes creating a session or a channel So this is the authentication protocol. The authentication protocol is on top of the encryption protocol. The encryption protocol is done and perfectly ready. The authentication process is ready as well because we get a name and a password decrypted, and that's fine. And the filtering process, the SSH filtering process has to use the high level protocol, and this is defined in RFC. Yes. 4254, and this is called the SSH connection protocol. SSH has three parts: the low-level encryption part, the authentication part, and the connection protocol part. And in the connection protocol, the client can request different services from the server. The client can say, please give me a tunnel, or please give me an interactive shell, starting a shell or command, data transfer, whatever, an X11 session. So we have different, this is the part I think that is different if you use the SSH client or a secure copy client. Then you get different requests. The first client tells the server that it wants a terminal session, and the secure copy thing wants a data transfer. That's different. The authentication for both is the same. So on the authentication side, you can have password, public key, and host key, I think, or possibly none. But that's not recommended. So now the first thing I have to do is I have created the filtering process, and I have to replace the code that it is working again like before. And I think you're not far away from that, because in the game interacting process, that is the parent process of all the Telnet and SSH sub-processes, and if it's starting, then if it's not secure, know how limits for number sequences work. I don't know what you mean. Limits for number sequences. The mathematical stuff. Oh, that's a long time ago. I have forgotten how to prove it. Do I really just guess the limit with various tables and try to prove it? No, I think, I think you can, in some cases, I think there is, first thing, I don't get it all, already hate it. I think there is some trick by deriving the function somehow, as far as I remember. I don't know. This is far away from me. So if I have a normal connection, yes, I remember that this is quite hard sometimes. So I have the telnet filtering, and I delay using the filter by setting the usable bool after I have initialized this thing. Then I will add a function. I will add the keyGet function from here and put it here, because as a temporary solution I can transferring pcon, yes, mpcon, yes, that's fine. Last got ms, yes, perfect. This should be in the transfer filtering process. Key last got ms, perfect. So I don't need this either anymore. I didn't use it anyway, fine. Because the filtering process should also, I'm reading Westermann Mathematik für Ingenieure right now and it confuses me even more. Westermann Mathematik für Ingenieure. Westermann Mathematik für Ingenieure. Aha. Mhm. Oh, seems to be cool. Vektoren, Matrizen, elementare Funktionen, komplexe Zahlen. And you are here, I guess. Differentialrechnung, Integral, Funktionsreihen, or here. Oh, yes, oh, whew. Yeah, I like mathematics. In some parts I am better, like vectors and matrices. These are easy. I think I'm not able to calculate an integral anymore. Only the very basic ones that are used here. The integral and the differentiation you need here is quite easy because you always have an exponential. Yes, and that's partielle Differentialgleichung. Wow. At the moment I'm more in graph theory. I like graph theory very much. That's quite a cool topic. But yes, I'm getting worse and worse every year. So bad. I'm forgetting everything. So keyGet. I have a function that is called keyGet. A graph theory. These little dots and yeah, a graph. This is a very cool topic because I think it's very useful if you're coding, or it's really quite useful modeling your system. I can recommend a cool book that is at the first course in graph theory. Is this legal? I don't know. Okay, whatever. So this is a very, very good book. Maybe this is just, no, this is the entire book. I just show the contents. I don't know if this is legally public available, but it is a very cool book. Yes. It has a lot of very cool examples where you can use, how you can use graphs, why you should use them or why you should understand them. So it's it's very dense. Sometimes you have to get used to the language itself, because they introduce the information is very dense on the one hand, so very compact, and a lot of information. You don't believe how much properties a graph can have. It's very interesting. So you can classify a graph by multiple properties, the degree, the size, whatever, if it's connected or whatever. So how many components it has, and so many things. If it's a spanning tree, as you have said, and on the other hand, it's yes, directed and undirected, yes, weighted or not. So yeah, they are quite cool, and I think it's quite the book is quite has a high density, information density, but is readable. A little bit, you have to get used to the language a little bit, because if a property is proven, then the language is quite like you have a vertex A and a vertex B, and then you have a third vertex C, and if this is true, then this must be true as well, and you have to take your time and think, yes, I believe the proof, and the first proofs are quite easy, but then it's getting quite hairy. But I think it's a very cool book. Yes, so I have a key, and I want to check. So, and this is the difference we have now. I tried to solve some AOC with graphs. Can't remember which one. Yes. AOC. AOC is quite with the values internals. This one. Well, which day was it? I will. Advent of code. I'm quite behind. Because I have lost the track on one weekend, and I got quite demotivated with day 11 with the monkeys, because part 2 was very, very strange. I didn't like the requirement for part 2 of the monkeys. It was find another way to keep your worry levels manageable. So I had to cheat. Because I I didn't like to think about what should I do. So because there are so many possibilities, in my opinion. So I cheated a little bit. I searched for the solution, and at least I finished my code, but it was not funny. So, and yes, so yeah, I lost the track. At which day are you? So the valves and tunnels, which day is the valves and tunnels? This is the hill climbing. And the hill climb, I started the hill climbing and it's working for the small example, but the big example is taking a lot of time. Day 16. Uh-huh. Ah, yeah, tunnels lead to valve DDD. Hey, what the hell? Remove this thing. How can I remove this? No pin. Click to reply. No. What can I do to remove? Oh, whatever. Part 16. Yes, this looks like graph stuff. Because you have two elements, you have a lot of valves and the tunnels. Uh-huh. You are coding in which language are you coding, Loving Scotty? Thought I could use the Kruskal algorithm to solve it. Kruskal. Greedy algorithm. Minimale Spanbäume. Yes. Stuff like that. The advent of code stuff is a lot of recursive functions and graph theory. These are very popular topics, I think, that are used for such puzzles. And a friend of mine showed another site. It's called Euler Code Puzzles. How is it called? Project Euler. If you're more in the this is the mathematical type, like advent of code. It's quite similar. You have to solve some mathematical thing if you're into math. And I think, yeah, 811 examples and puzzles. It's quite cool too. And I think there are some graph, don't know how to pronounce it, examples as well. Yes, thanks, we'll definitely have a look at it. Good practice, yeah, absolutely. In which language are you coding? I have used C++, and for C++ there is a very cool library. I have used JSON CPP a lot of. In Python you have the dictionaries, the built-in version of the JSON stuff, and in C++ I can recommend JSON CPP. It's a very cool library, MIT licensed, and very useful and easy to use. Kruskal, yeah. Yeah, I think I will continue. What are you forgetting my skills back at it? I think I will continue. I will make every week I will make one day, I guess, in January or February. Yes, I mean, yes, depending on what you want to learn. I, for example, I just used a very, very basic parsing function like scanf to get all the stuff, and then I put it in the library because for me the parsing isn't interesting anymore, but for me the focus is more on the graph thing, the algorithm itself, how to solve this, and I've always used scanf, and then I put it in the JSON structure. Then I have the raw structure, and then I can concentrate on the algorithm. But yes, I'm at day 12, and my problem is that for some reason my complexity is too high. It's not finding the path for bigger puzzles. But does have C++ string replace all has flow rate? Doesn't have flow. I think you have a replace function. Ah, yes. Does it have something? I think. Haha, that would be cool. That's an interesting idea. So you want to delete all the stuff. So you are deleting that stuff, and then you have the raw data. That's an interesting idea. Just filtering out what you don't like. Yes. That's a cool idea, in fact. Just deleting everything you don't like, and then you can just... Cool. Yeah, I think for me, that's the reason why I'm using... that's the reason why I have structured the software into processes, because I think if I want to achieve something, I get data, and for every job, for every task, I have a process, and this process is filtering or doing something. For example, with the SSH thing, I just can use the transferring process, and then I know everything I send over this channel is encrypted and decrypted, and the message authentication is done. That's a very important task, because if you're encrypting something, you change the data. It's encrypted, but an attacker could change your data in a way that the data is valid. An attacker may not be able to see the data, but an attacker could change your data in a way that your clear text is changed. And because of that, you have something like a checksum in the packets, but this checksum is special because you can't just use a normal checksum, because an attacker could create a checksum, every checksum. As soon as the algorithm of the checksum is known, an attacker could also add a valid checksum to the changed packet. So you have something that is called message authentication code. That's a checksum that is calculated from the packet and the secret, and this checksum must be checked. So, and this is done in this process, so I don't have to worry about the data integrity. I'm sure if I get a packet that is valid, then I have the data itself is valid. And that's just one process step. And then the next process step is the authentication stuff, and that's quite cool. How would you handle conflicts for the hashes? I think I think there is a small probability that you could create a message that is valid. Let me think, because if you send a message, then an internal counter is incremented, and for every message you need the data, the raw data, then you need the counter and the secret, and you create the hash from these three informations, from this information and from these elements, and then you have a hash. And if an attacker tries to so just put them into a list, and if there is a conflict, compare the clear text. The list, and if there is a conflict, compare the clear text. Like list in a list. I think if you really have a hash conflict, then you could probably, I think, you could create a message that is accepted as true, as valid. I think, but it's very, very unlikely, I think. I think it's quite unlikely. So, the filtering process, the Telnet filtering process, it's a big topic, but you are not building a bank login. Yes, that's true. That's a big topic. I just want to log in with Telnet again. The intro. The intro process is started with the filtering process. We are waiting until the intro process is finished. If it's not, interesting. I can remove this line, I think, because yes, this line is restoring the cursor, because during the telnet init function we hide the cursor, and this is restoring the cursor, but we don't need this anymore. This was one reason why we have restructured our processes, because in the end, I just want to I want two things. I want an entity that gives me a queue of keys and a send function I can use to send data over the channel. I get key inputs and I give a frame, a text frame. And this filtering process should initialize the channel. For example, in the telnet case, we want to hide the cursor, but if for some reason I want to filter out if somebody is sending big amounts of data, for example 1 megabyte, then I want to limit the number of bytes that can be sent per time. And if there is something strange, then the filtering process should end the communication. But as soon as we end the communication, if something strange happened, then we have to restore all the stuff we have changed. So we have an initializing phase, then an production phase, and then a deinit phase. Yes, so what do you mean by strange things? There are almost no lost packages anymore, are there? No, but strange things, for example, I always have to be careful if somebody is connecting to the server, and there are a lot of bots out there, and I left the server open. I left the server open a couple of days, and I have seen a lot of bots connecting, and it's possible that the bots try to send files or whatever, and then I want to cut the connections if there is something strange going on. So, and at first we had this key get function, and the key get function was quite helpless. It was a first approach of filtering the keys, but it's not perfect, because for the telnet stuff it's quite easy, because I think we can only get control commands like this, like ff, and then we have to check, okay, do we support this thing, this control or not? And the SSH thing, I think, is, yes, for the SSH thing we have to implement the flow control, because the connection, this is the authentication protocol for SSH document. The connection protocol has a flow control. That means the client and the server, the client opens a channel, and is proposing a maximum of data, a window of a data window, a number of bytes that can be sent through the channel, and the server is processing all the bytes and tells the client how much bytes are processed. So it's there is some flow control implemented in the channel, and we have to implement this flow control and this will be done in the filtering process. So all the fancy stuff I don't want to care about should be done in the filtering process, and the only thing I want to have is the keys. So the key presses of the user. And now, because I have more control, because now this function is in the process itself, we can have some state variables. And that is, let's see. At first I want to use the key function like before. Return 0, yes. In the main, if, let's see, we have key is equal to key get, and if not key, then break. Otherwise, we create a key and an entry, and pipe entry, and we say particle is equal to key, and entry key dot, let's see the definition of the pipe thing. We have a pipe and a pipe entry. This is a very fancy class. And we have a particle time t1, for example, and particle time, and we say this is millis. And then we say we add pushback get. How is this called? How is the function called? Pipe base or come on? Oi. Connect, disconnect, front, pop, get, commit. Yes, commit. It's called commit. Yes. Commit entry key. We execute the key get function all the time, and if we got a key, then we add the key, and it's very important always to save two things, the value and the time, because time is a very important thing. We should always add this information because we can later on we can check the distances between the keys. Are you having chat on stream for a reason, by the way? Yes, because this is today it's an experiment, because if the chat is outside and I'm talking stuff with somebody, then nobody's understanding what question I'm answering. So I'm trying this the first time, so but I'm quite satisfied. I think this is it. So I have an intro, and this intro should give me a welcome message, and it should be waiting. for the connection to get the key entry. So let's see. But yes, it should wait. It should wait. It should not be able to finish unless I hit enter. If I get any key. Okay, let's see. Let's see if this is working. Okay. Does not have any field named ready. Yes, because yes, that's fine. Lib gaming. Okay, let's see. Cannot convert unsent char to commit. Okay, commit. That's perfect. That's perfect. I don't need an entry here at this point. Commit. I can just use key and then millis. That's fine. It's cool. Perfect. Let's see. And telnet localhost. Oh, fine. Segmentation filters. Okay. But that's not bad because it should be easy to check. Yes, I think that's easy because I've changed. I think I don't have this MPCon anymore. Create game selecting. Yes, that's it. That's it. I think I can use MP filter now. Yes, and this is the same reason. Yes, selection, then wait. I don't like this anymore. Yes, MP filter. Key process. Key get. Interesting. I think both ways should be working right now. Oh. Okay, we have fixed the segmentation fault. That's fine. That's okay. Okay. Telnet filtering. Initializing. Guest introducing processing. Telnet filtering. Okay, let's see. Starting gamer, adding visitor. Gamer interacting, initializing, done. Starting telnet filtering, yes. At line 598. What? A game interacting? This should be this telnet, this should be this line. What is this telling me? I think the line should be the line. Ah, no, it's the line in the post. Yes. Yes, okay. That's fine. Attend to child list. Using done. Telnet filtering, initializing. Not used. Done. Telnet processing. Ah, I have to start the TCP transferring process, of course. I'll start npcon. Yes. And I have, yes, that's fine. Yeah, okay. Now we see that the telnet filtering process is starting a TCP transferring process. The TCP transferring is initializing and it's fine. Data received. We have received this, that's fine. Key get. Who is executing this key get? I think. Yes, I have received an EJ. It's quite cool already, but still we have a guest introducing process and we have started GI intro start. I'm setting the gamer name. Yes. I'm connecting. As you can see, the cursor isn't. No. Why do I have? That's a bit strange. Okay. Filled, yes. Oh, okay. Okay, so the address local is not this because it's not changed. The filter does not change this variable, so we are going. I have to start the processes. As you can see now, as soon as I start the introduction process, then it's fine. Now I press enter and I'm in the server. Finally. So Game selecting. Game selecting. So I have a game selecting process because the introduction is finished. Then wait, not positive. Selection start. Here at this point I have to repel the intro process. Otherwise we have a leak, a process leak. Now my name is Larissa. It's always different as a guest. Someone is reading the key. But I don't know who. Game selecting. Key received. Who is reading the key? Yes. Yes, okay, I have the selection. Start. And selection start is using the filter now. That's fine. I should get this. But why don't... this game selecting process is now using the key get function. And the key get function now I have to... Yes, I have to remove all the key get function. Calls. Oh, yes, that's it. That's it. That's the thing we want to have. Now. Fine. Like here. The same as here. Okay. We use this. And instead of this, we use these lines instead. Ah, come on. So the key function was quite dumb, but but now the game selecting stuff, yes, transfer filtering. This is now a transfer filtering, and game selecting must transfer filtering. This is the new connection. Yes, of course. Ah, come on. I always close the stuff too early. Transfer filtering. But I want to... This should be in the lib gaming. Yes. As in substitute for... For this. And I think that's fine. Oh. Okay, that's cool. Now the same stuff for the paging process. That's cool. That's very cool. That's very cool. Okay, now I want to check something. Who is using this function? The home paging and the gamer interacting is still using this. Okay. Game selecting is done. Gamer interacting key get. Yes. That's fine. Now, who is using this still? Break statement not within loop or switch. Yes, sure. Return. So the home paging is still yes, transferring. Paging is transferring. The paging target p function create or come on. I think transfer filtering or come on. I hope this is working. Transfer filtering. Home paging, transferring, transfer filtering. Yes, cool. And now in home paging key get, we can use in libgaming we should have a pipe. Do we have a pipe? Yes, by the transfer filtering process. And we replace this thing, come on, with these 3 lines. Ooh. What? Why paging connection? mpcon. Let's see. Paging, please be mpcon. Yes, okay, okay, that's fine. Key get. This is used multiple times. Enter, settings, up and down, licenses. Oh yes. Oh, come on, that's fine. That's fine, almost, but yeah, it's very cool. Okay. So now we can remove the keyGet function, the old one, keyGet, from the libgaming. The weak function is replaced by a new mechanism. We have a transfer filtering process that gives us the possibility to get the key from a queue, the keys from a queue and protocol dependent. We can send data through a protocol dependent channel. Okay. Yes, introducing, that's fine. If I send, who is checking this special key? Key is user disconnect. That's it. If key is user disconnect, then we have to deinitialize the connection, but only through the state. If key is user disconnect, let's see. Oh, that's cool. Yes, because now we have the cursor again. Yes, the cursor is hidden now, and if I abort at any time, then the low level connection is, yes, fine. So, game interacting. We have a filtering process, and as soon as the filtering process is finished, we can go out. The telnet filtering process is done yes, must be checked as well, because if mpcon, if the connection is cut, oh, let's test this case, because now if I use putty, wine putty, and if I use, oh, okay, I think yes, this is telnet. If what happens if I cut the connection like this? The transferring process is killed, but I think I'm not sure. I don't see, yes, gamers 2, that's I think that's bad. Message dispatching, false. MP telnet, port telnet, that's the telnet, yes. We are connecting, and we should see, yes. We see in the process tree, we see that we have connected, we have a gamer interacting process, the connection, the name is Blader, the connection is unsecure, insecure, I think, insecure. And we are in the, we have a telnet filtering process that has created a TCP transferring process, and we are in the guest introducing process. And as soon as I hit enter, the guest introducing is finished. And I want to see the selection process as well. We are in the guest introducing process. I hit enter. The guest introducing process has finished, as we have seen with the plus sign, and then instead we have created the game selecting process, and we are in the state games list. Fine. Now we cut the connection in a different way, not by a key. As you can see, the TCP transferring process is finished, but the telnet filtering process did not end. And that's not what we want. We want the telnet filtering process to check the connection, and if this connection is done, then the state should be dinit, and the dinit process, yeah, hopefully. Let's connect. We have connected, guest introducing process, enter, game selecting process. We cut the connection. Now this process should end, and then this process should end. And if this process has ended, then this process should end. And if this process has ended, then this is terminated. Okay. And this should be possible at any stage. For example, in the guest introducing process, I hit continue, I hit settings, then the game selection is done, the game selection is done, and we are entering the home paging process. So guest introducing, hit enter, go into the game selection. We change from game selection to home paging. And if we cut the connection at this point, it's done. That's fine. We connect again. Hit enter. We are at home paging. Hit Control C. It's done as well. Okay, so we have two. Yes, we have MP field. The game interacting process ends if the filter ends. The filter can end by two ways. We get a disconnect from the user, or we get a disconnect from the connection itself. If that's the case, then we restore the settings at least. At least we try. I think I don't. If the connection is done, we can't restore anything. Okay, this is the parent, so this is fine. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Now we have the filter, and the filter is started in the case of the unsecure case. Then we make a telnet filtering process. immediately after const start. The filter is it's going into the guest introducing process. Okay, fine. We wait until the intro is done. That's cool. Fine. What if we have a secure connection? If we have a secure connection, then we make an SSH transferring process, which is just decrypting and encrypting and decrypting the data and checking the message authentication. We create the process, we start the process. Repel. We should have a repel for every. We don't need a repel for the filter because we return if the filter process is done. That's fine. So we only have a start of a filter, but we don't have a repel of a filter. We have a start of an intro process, and as soon as it's finished, we have a repel function. Call secure connection transferring. The authenticating SSH authenticating process gets started, but we have a different approach now. Yeah, cool. Now we can test the SSH stuff. I think we have done a lot today. So let's see. Wow, cool. Telnet filtering. Telnet is initialized. A guest intro is done. Cool. Now we can implement the SSH filtering stuff. That's cool. What if we hit Control D? Ah, that's cool. That's working as well. Nice. Control D. Enter. Help. Escape. Escape. Yes. Nice. Enter. Escape. Escape. Settings. Version history. Oh. Okay, I think we can add something to the version history today. Resources history. We have TGS 22 1 add telnet filtering. Channel filtering. Create a guest intro process. Introducing. That's the preparation for the merge with SSH. And then if we have finished the user authentication, we can create the SSH filtering process, and then at this point it should be the same as the telnet filtering. Cool. And then we have made a big step. Oh, so no. Oh, come on. Blah. Ten minutes left. I think we should. Oh. I think we should call it a day. The SSH authentication process has two things: an ID and a password. Let's try to connect. Let's try to connect with SSH. What is happening? I think we can user authentication. We don't wait. We set the name here. The ID. We have an ID, yes. We get the data from the process and then we repel the process. The first step in the secure case, the first step is secure connection start. The SSH transferring process is exchanging the encryption keys, setting up the channel, low level. We start the connection. And then we start the SSH authentication. The SSH authentication is using the secure connection. This authentication process takes time, and as soon as it's finished, we save the ID somehow, and gamer ID, and here we take and pass. That's fine, but I don't want to. I want to create the user authorization process at this point. And then set the ID of this process Yes, that's cool. I get the authentication information from SSH. I copy the data that should be in the password is stored in a secure byte block. That means and we have to hash the hash the password. At this point it's even only a hash. And user authorization, authentication. Yes, that's public. And I think I need this to include. I think this is fine. User authorization. Let's see. What do we get? We get a name and an authentication ring. Yes, that's it. User out should have MP authentication ring. Yes, that's it. I can't call it mname. That's important. Mname, MID. Yes, I have to be careful. I need to call this gamer ID and gamer pass. No. I call it user ID and user pass. And I get and the return that the output of this authorization process is this is the input, that's the output of the process. Username and the authentication ring. Yes, that's fine. Username and user author. Oh, the gamer name. Oh, come on. The username. So yes, 3 minutes left. Username or user ID. Come on. User authorization. User authorizing. User ID is username. I do not need an initialize. I do not need a shutdown function. That's fine. Process pending. Let's make positive immediately. And the user name is secure me. And the authentication ring pointer is selection start. Yes, fine. Home paging, that's fine. Authentication ring is this. Not admin, but can I do this? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. Yes, authorization is lib gaming. Oh, it's working. Wow, nice. Okay, yes, that's static. That makes sense. That does make sense. Okay. So this is the output, the username. So I create a guest introducing. I need a state. I need a state for the filtering. Let's take it from here. Yes, SSHR. Oh, no, come on. We are already filtering the stuff. That's fine. Let's see the authentication stuff. Oh. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. Yep. SSH authenticating. Ah, 2 minutes overdue. So, but I can't stop at this point. Introvate, secure can't start transferring, authenticating, done. Okay, done. Wait, we pass. We wait until the SSH authentication is done. We create the user authorization process and we move the ID. That's fine. And the pass. Yes, okay. Then we can repel the authentication process and start the user authorization process. We have a repel here, that's a temporary process, and the user authorization process, we wait until it's done, if it's pending, we break. If it's not positive, then we could not authorize gamer. Otherwise, we get the gamer name, and we clear the process, and that's fine. Okay. Let's see if we can compile this thing. And now I try to use a user authorization. Yes, wait a moment. SSH authentication, received authentication request, access requested. Yes, I have to. Timeout. Getting the password, that's fine, but now, yes, but we also have to create an SSH filtering process. As soon as that's it. That's the thing. Because we create two processes in parallel. The gamer interacting process has a transfer filtering. Now we have filter. Here is the filter process. If we have a secure connection, then we start the SSH authentication process. If this process is done, we can create an SSH filtering process, and this process does not use a socket directly, but it's using a secure connection. So the ownership of this thing is transferred to this process. At first, the authentication process controlled the secure connection, and now the SSH filtering is controlling the secure connection. And the reason why we are executing two processes at the same time is because that's a very special and cool case. Somebody is connecting to our server, and we tell the peer that authentication request response. So let's see, true. Someone is authenticating via SSH, and if the user has entered the credentials, then at first we say, yes, hello, welcome. We have received your credentials and the authentication process is done. That means the client, the SSH client, is establishing the channel, and we allow the establishment of the channel because we want to show the login process to the user. That means we allow the establishment of the channel, of the SSH channel. We say yes, the authentication phase is done and it's fine. We want to use the authentication, the SSH authentication, because we don't want to enter an interactive mode. Because if we have an interactive mode and the password is pressed, then we see in the encrypted channel, we see the single keystrokes, and you could possibly get the password length by checking the trace, the network trace. So we are using the SSH authentication function because it's more secure, and we get the credentials over this mechanism. Then we say yes, okay, come in. Then we establish the channel with the SSH filtering process, and that's done like this. We need a state, we need a start, we need on this and this. SSH filtering. We need we don't have a timeout, I think. Yes, so we have SSH filtering, we have a mpcon. SSH transferring is already here. State connection. Buffalo. See? Start, state, timeout, attempt. Fine. The authentication thing, receive wait service, receive wait. Filled. Session, no, request, receive, wait, filter start. But hey, what's going on here? That's fine. Field temporary. That's cool. And now we want to get a packet that is connection lost. Duck. Received data. Let's see. SSH filtering. Now, because we have started the filter already, it's working, it's doing something, and we have the authorization process. We wait for the authorization process. Meanwhile, we can show the state of the login process. Yep. SSH filtering was not declared in game interacting. I have a telnet filtering and I have authentication and yes. And SSH filtering process. That's it. Oh, yes. Yeah, okay, let's see, what did we get? Access requested, who is telling me? Received authentication request, access requested for service SSH connection. Oh, timeout. Yes, that's fine. Who is printing? Received data. That's the transferring process. Okay. Access requested, usage show. Yes. Test. Yes, that's it. Oh, interesting. Test. Broken pipe. Oh, what's happening here? Okay. Access requested for an SSH connection. We rejected this method and we told the client that we want to get a password. And now we have received a password, and that's access requested user show service for a connection. Which method we use password, and the password is test. Therefore, the authentication process is finished successfully. Now we are starting an SSH filtering process. we are repelling the SSH authenticating process because that's this line, because we have consumed the result of this process, SSH, oh no, SS user. And we have started the user authorization process. User authorizing. Starting user authorizing and starting filtering. Now, the user authorization is done quite quickly, and then the filtering process hopefully goes to the temporary. That does make sense. We have to set the current time. As no member. MID authorization authentication. Let's make user ID and user password, and then we need user ID. And we say the username is the user ID at first. Temp. I think gamer interacting. Yeah, I did not change this user ID and user ID. That is fine. User pass. That's fine. Test. Yes. Fine. And now, as we can see, we have access requested user Joe for an SSH connection using the method password, and the password is test. We are starting all the stuff, and now the SSH filtering process is processing, and it's reading something over the secure channel, and we see that we have a session request because we have at this point we have told the user your authentication is with the password is done. That's okay for us for now, and because of that the SSH client is going one step further and tells us, oh cool, fine, then if I'm accepted at your system, then I want to create a channel for this session. And that's fine, because the next steps will be to create the channel according to the connection protocol, the RFC 4254, and then Then we have the channel, and we show the user the progress of the login screen. So the authentication is done, and then the next step is the authorization. That means the authentication means telling who am I, and the authorization process means that somebody is logging into the system. Somebody told us its identity, and we take this identity and see, check inside our system if this user is existing, registered, verified, whatever, enabled, activated, and is authorized to access the resources. And this process, checking all the things, may take some time, and during this time we want to inform the user, which is at this point a guest, still a guest. We want to inform the user that a checking is done, and we can animate the frame and stuff and get send information what we are doing, because we should always keep the user informed no matter what we do. So that seems to be quite cool. Let's connect with a Telnet client. Let's check the history. Add Telnet channel filtering, add guest introducing. That's cool. We have removed a lot of bad code. Conceptually, it's way better than before. And after that, we have a quite cool structure. So this is the end for today. Closing all the stuff. Input filtering, input filter restructure, okay, whatever. So big and crazy commit, absolutely dirty. Don't do this at home. So I would say that we I've not even finished the documentation, whatever. Now we will be raiding. We will raid somebody. Who should we raid? Bash Bunny is just chatting again, I think. Okay. Boonben, what are you doing? Rensammel. Oh, let's see. Okay, he's modeling. This game is quite far. And looks really cool. He's playing. Oh, Rensemble is drawing cool stuff again. Let's rate Rensemble. So, rate Rensemble. See you next time. Next time will be in a time far, far away. I think we see us in the next year. Bye, guys. This is pixel art. It's very cool, very interesting.